What's up everyone, welcome to Audio Arkitekts, and today we're going to be unboxing, testing, measuring, and reviewing the Microvee subwoofer from Velodyne. And I know that's a name you haven't heard in a long time, but they have new ownership and they have huge plans coming up. So this is a 6.5 inch mini subwoofer and we're going to see what it can do. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, welcome back. I'm Mike with Audio Arkitekts, and if you're enjoying the content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get notified every time I put out new content every Friday. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. All right, let's do it. I had to make sure my address wasn't on there. All right, I got it cut open. Let's go inside. And what do you know? A box inside a box. All right, just so you can kind of get an aerial view of what I'm looking at. Seems to have a warranty card, thank you. 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter. I guess we're gonna find out what we're gonna use that for. Cute little feet for the subwoofer. I like it. All right, guys, here it is. You know, we're gonna put this styrofoam to good use today. As you can see, it's really small. Let's go ahead and take off the grill here. Looks like it can hit though. It's got 2 passive radiators on the sides, which is cool. Dude, this is actually pretty cool. I kind of like this thing. I actually really like this thing. As you can see, it's got a ton of connections in the back. We're gonna go over that in detail in the next few clips. I'm actually really excited to get this thing plugged in and kind of see what it can do. When I first heard a 6.5 inch subwoofer, I was like, okay, you know, I've heard 6.5 inch subwoofers that can crank pretty well in the past. So given the name and given the, I mean, this is a really nice quality build. Just so far, just the aesthetically, it looks really cool. So I'm digging it. It's like almost like a car paint job on it. It's really beautiful. So let's go ahead and test it, measure it, hear it, do all that fun stuff. So here we go. All right guys, that was the initial sound test. I was very impressed with the bass response, how deep it got. For a 6.5 inch subwoofer, this thing can really pump out. So now it's time to do the REW test and see where it's at. The Velodyne MicroVee sports an LFE speaker level or mini jack input capability, making it perfect for home theater, precision audio, or gaming applications. The MicroVee is the smallest subwoofer Velodyne has ever made.
The MicroVee features the latest generation of Velodyne's patented ERS Energy Recovery System Class D digital amplifier. This amazing amp supplies 2,000 watts of dynamic power to deliver the strongest impact. And with 1,000 watts of continuous RMS power, it lets the MicroVee reproduce bass with detail and definition not found in any other subwoofer in its price range, regardless of size. Rated at over 95% efficiency, the ERS amp used in the MicroVee generates minimal heat, making it incredibly reliable. To complement this amplifier, Velodyne has developed a 3-driver system. The active 6.5-inch driver incorporates an aluminum cone and a dual-layer copper voice coil that assures linear travel as it handles the gigantic power delivered by the ERS amp. The 2 aluminum cone passive 6.5-inch radiators augment the active driver and are tuned to deliver the incredible output demanded by today's home theaters. These technological breakthroughs in amplifier and speaker design allow the MicroVee to create powerful, defined bass that you won't believe possible from such a tiny size. I myself was incredibly impressed and blown away at the output that this tiny little sub can do. Along with powerful bass, as you can see, it's aesthetically pleasing and it has a beautiful metal contoured finish with your choice of white or black. What's going on, guys? We are back and I did the REW measurements and I wanted to consult an expert because I had a few conflicting measurements and I wanted to have my expert friend Giles, aka Gzilla. I wanted his opinion on everything. So Giles, thank you for being on my channel.
Glad to be here. So we are looking at what today?
We're going to be looking
MicroVee?
at the Velodyne MicroVee Mark II. So it's a 6.5-inch little mini subwoofer. I'm excited to kind of decipher what's going on. So let's just jump right in.
All right. So we can see the REW graph, and on the left-hand side, you've got your decibels, and we have these in 5 decibel increments, and then going left to right, you can see us going from 10 up to 200 hertz on this. And then the little line shows the response that the speaker has at the different frequencies and what volume or decibel level it plays at each frequency. So the things to note is 20 hertz is kind of the accepted low end of hearing. That's where things just turn into pressure and you can't really hear anything. And then most subwoofers are going to be crossed over somewhere around 80 or 90 hertz. In this case, this is on an integrated amplifier with a built-in set crossover low pass filter at 90. So what you'll see on the subwoofer is over 90 hertz. It just naturally rolls off because that's where it's being crossed over at. Now, the things to note here is that you've got a little hump here at 61 decibels rather. And then things I would say start rolling off around the 50 hertz level and then really take a dive down at 35. So now obviously this is a 6.5-inch. It's not going to be subterranean, but you get some pretty respectable volume, I would say, down to this 34, 35 hertz level. I really wouldn't expect to get much more lower at a high volume out of this here. And what I would do to set this up correctly, if you have access to EQ, is take this hump and pull it down 10 decibels. And then you're pretty much going to be flat from 35 hertz up through the top end of the subwoofer, which ain't bad for 6.5. So yeah, pretty respectable for a 6.5-inch subwoofer.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Giles, for your help. I really liked it. It was a punchy little sub for its size and for what it can do. I enjoyed it. So let's go back to the episode and I'm going to finish up with my final thought.
Thanks.
All right, guys. So my final thought and takeaway from this whole experience is that this tiny little sub can put out an enormous amount of bass. I was blown away and staggered by the amount of bass this thing was pumping. So if you're interested in it, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below on where to get it. If you enjoyed the content, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you're notified every time I put out new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Take care.